It never rains but pours. In this video, we uncover a mystery where a laptop can cost you 100,000. That is the situation in Mpumalanga. The Premier has been called for hearing where 20 laptops were invoiced for 2 million rand. So in this news, we are about to uncover, as the Premier will be explaining himself as to what transpired, how much was the costing, and where the 2 million rand went. Before we play the video, please, thank you for coming across this video, for subscribing. If you haven't, kindly do so. And even if you have subscribed, kindly give this video a thumbs up so that we can get more people to see our video. And once you do the thumbs up, make sure you drop a comment. Thank you so much. Let's get to it.
We're hoping to take you now to the Premier of Mpumalanga, who's currently giving a briefing around 22 laptops that were apparently purchased by the Education Department at a whopping 2 million rand. Of course, that doesn't really square up, and I suppose he's trying to give his take on that. With that, let's listen in.
We have been fair, equitable, transparent, competitive, and cost-effective. The supplier did not comply with the terms of the purchase order and delivered laptops of a lesser quality than what was approved and paid for. The departmental officials irregularly specified the brand they required instead of the functionality, resulting in only specific suppliers responding to the issued request for quotation. The departmental officials regularly invited bids from a particular brand of suppliers and within the limited locality of Mbombela, despite the fact that it was required that they expand the scope to all suppliers of all brands provincial. The department accepted delivery of laptops not in accordance with the specifications. The initial specifications were varied without proper process by an official not duly authorized. The conditions specified by the bid adjudication committee to negotiate the price prior to the order being issued were not adhered to. Then the department procured laptops of similar specifications which could have been procured for a lesser amount had due diligence been applied. The process involved misrepresentation and possible fraud in that the supplier misrepresented to the department that it supplied the goods as per the award when it knew that the laptops supplied were not in accordance with the specification. Officials of the department misrepresented that a correct and proper procurement processes were followed. Officials of the department misrepresented that the correct goods were delivered when that was not the case. Officials of the department misrepresented that the amount paid was correct, due and payable to the supplier when in fact the amount paid was for laptops of inferior quality than those ordered. Officials misrepresented that the specification they developed was in accordance with user requirements when in fact they used a specification which was developed 2 years ago and not reviewed for the current procurement. Gross dishonesty in respect of the department and office of the Premier investigations. Certain officials acted in a grossly dishonest manner in particular in that they conducted a departmental investigation into a matter in which they were implicated. They failed to make a full disclosure of their involvement and provided incorrect information during the departmental investigation. They misled both the Premier and the MEC by providing inaccurate information during the departmental investigation. The service provider acted in a grossly dishonest manner when attempting to cover up its failure to comply with the agreed specifications. It is important to remember that the department appointed a service provider to supply 22 daily XPS 15 laptops at the rate of 91,482.50 rand each, and one HP printer at the cost of 8,269.45 rand for 2 million in total. That is 2,20,883.45 rand, inclusive of other accessories such as wireless mice and laptop bags. In this regard, a rough market scan of the prices of the 4 laptops, namely Dell XPS 13, Dell XPS 14, 15, and Dell XPS 16, indicate that the latter, which is Dell XPS 16, is the most expensive, and the Dell XPS 13 is the least expensive, as illustrated in the table. When we scan the market, for Dell XPS 13, if you scan the market, estimated resale price at 15% markup, the department decided to, on this one, I don't understand why they allow the service provider to give them 25% markup. Maybe the recommendation of the bid adjudication committee that they should have negotiated for a price. They were going also to negotiate for this 25% markup. But the normal markup is between 10% and 15%. But the department decided to go for 25% markup and 15% VAT, which this one's a normal process. So for Dell XPS 13, with the 15% markup, the total cost was going to be 59,200. Dell XPS 14, 64,579.52. Dell XPS 15, it was going to be 66,095 rand, and for Dell XPS 16, it was going to be 73,189 rand and 68 cents. But here, cost per laptop, right from the beginning, the estimate from the service provider for XPX 15 has been 91,482 rand and 50 cents. Non-compliance with applicable prescripts. Departmental officials, including those who approved the procurement and those who are members of the committee which handled the procurement, failed to comply with CETA RFP 740-2020 engagement model and guidelines, which deal with the provisions of outright purchase for personal computers, mobile devices and services, and outright purchase of computer peripherals, consumables and services for the government departments. Sections 38 and 44 and 45 of the PFMA, in that they fail to ensure that the systems of financial management and internal control established for the department is carried out within their area of jurisdiction. Sections 5, subsections 7A and 7 of the Public Service Act requires, amongst others, that a functionary shall correct any actions or omission purportedly made in terms of this act by that functionary if the actions or omissions was based on an error or fact or law or fraud and is in the public interest to correct the action or omissions. Section 21 of the Prevention and Combating of Corruption Activities Act, in that certain officials aided and abetted the service provider to defraud the department.
Well, there you have it. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think. I would like to hear your thoughts in this regard as to what the Premier has reported and accounted for. So what do you think transpired? Let us discuss, because I believe for every procurement, before any purchase order, obviously, or invoice is paid for, there has to be approvals done and obviously market research and all of that. I'm not sure how it works in this instance, but I believe there should be also maybe 2 or 3 suppliers that would probably give a quote and then price comparison and all of that. But irrespective, this is an open platform. I would love us to discuss. We're not pointing any fingers. We just want to get to the bottom of probably what you think might have transpired. Your comments in the comment section. And then don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you appreciate what we're doing. Thank you.